Welcome back, warriors. So today we're gonna talk about a fairly common topic I've heard tossed around. You might have seen a couple of videos around, but I know I haven't really seen too much material on the topic. So I didn't mean to do that. Alright, we're gonna talk about gear stats. Alright, so I'm gonna be using my Orochi to explain this gear stats. So each piece of gear in the game has 3 stats attached to it. That includes the helm, the arms, chest, and weapon. So we're gonna start with the helm. Starting with the helm, we have debuff resistance, revenge mode duration, and exhaustion recovery. Now, debuff resistance, it's pretty self-explanatory stats. Debuff resistance determines how much resistance you have to debuffs. Debuffs such as, let's see, I'll show you a debuff here. The Orochi sphere itself, enemies around you have lower stamina regeneration and defenses. Different classes have different debuffs, but debuff resistance basically gives you greater resistance to the higher the stats, the more resistance you have to these debuffs. The debuff will still affect you, but the effects are just less. Revenge mode duration. This increases the duration of your revenge mode. It's a very important stat. I'll try not to give my opinions on the stats on each gear stats today, but revenge mode duration, the higher the stats, the longer you stay in revenge mode, and quite useful. Quite a useful stat, I must say. And then the last one is exhaustion recovery. Exhaustion recovery comes into play after your stamina bar is completely run out. So the green bar below your health bar, that's your stamina bar. So after performing multiple actions like attacks, guard breaks, guard break interrupts, and whatnot, you will lose your stamina gradually. This is not the same thing as stamina regeneration. That's completely separate, and the two perks, the two stats do not stack. So exhaustion recovery only comes into play after your stamina is completely gone. How quick your stamina can start regenerating again after it's completely done. So that's where exhaustion recovery comes into play. Let's move on to the chest. Execution health regen, block damage, and sprint speed. Execution health regen determines the amount of health you get after executing your opponent. It's important, I would say, especially in elimination game modes. You execute your low, you execute your opponent, you get some health back. Pretty good. Block damage. If you didn't know, block damage, when you strike on opponents and they effectively block the incoming strike, you still do a certain amount of damage to that opponent, but the lower the stats, the less damage you do. The higher the stats, the more damage you do. And it's pretty straightforward, but some people kind of have it confused. It's not really an important stat, I would say. You really want to be going for openings in your opponent's guard, not striking constantly, and they keep blocking and eventually parry you or something. So yeah, again, it depends on how you play. It's your build. You can build your character however you want. Sprint speed, straightforward. The higher the stat, the faster you run. Now the gauntlets or arms, we have block damage resistance, revive speed, and stamina regen. Block damage resistance, this basically gives you resistance to block damage, as you just saw here. Block damage resistance, the higher the stat, the more resistance you have to block damage. Important, yes, I would say, to a certain degree. Not as important as most stats, but still important. Again, depends on how you play. Revive speed determines how quick you revive your fallen comrades in battle, especially important in elimination game modes and probably 2v2, although you might not get the chance to revive your comrade. So yeah, another important stat, stamina regen. This comes into play before your stamina bar is completely gone. It comes into play in between attacks and all the other actions that involve your stamina bar. So let's say that you're constantly striking an opponent, like in between strikes your stamina is regenerating and whatnot. So this will enable you to fight longer, but exhaustion recovery will come into play after your stamina bar is completely gone. So these two perks do not stack, stamina regen and exhaustion recovery. Most people have that confused, but they don't stack. Alright, moving on to the weapon. Okay, I just love this katana. Alright, for the weapon, assume most of the weapons in the game have 3 parts to them. For the samurai's katana, we have the blade. I don't know what it is for the other characters and whatnot, but let's say a conqueror, it probably has the flail or the mace or head for the flail. So yeah, here we have attack, defense, and stamina cost reduction. So the parts that actually strikes the opponent, and doesn't matter which weapon it is, they're all gonna have these 3 stats: attack, defense, and stamina cost reduction. Attack, the higher the stats, the more damage you can do per strike. Very important for assassins, would say. In assassin, you don't really want to be staying in a battle for too long. You want to finish off your opponent as quickly as possible. So again, depends on how you play. You could spec for defense and have really low attack like this weapon has, but in my experience, attack power is really effective for an assassin, because assassins have really low health pools, and even if you're really spec for defense, you won't have as large a health pool as something like a conqueror or a warlord or Shugoki. So yeah, definitely important. Defense, as I just said, defense affects your defense rating. You basically break less easily. Depends on how you play. You could spec for defense. A lot of defense, there are weapons that give you that. Each of the weapons, like each weapon comes with different stats. So yeah, let's see. All right. Stamina cost reduction. Stamina cost reduction affects the stamina cost of your abilities. Attacks, light attacks, heavy attacks, parries, guard breaks, and etc. So the higher this stat, the less stamina you use when performing these actions. Important stats. Alright, moving on to the health, the handle of the weapon. We have feat cooldown reduction, revenge mode defense, and revenge gained by defense. Feat cooldown reduction affects the cooldown time of your feats. So feats such as Arrow Storm, Bounty Hunter. I can't remember any other feats right now, but yeah, you get the idea. The higher the stats, the quicker you get this feat. So yeah, important stats, I would say. Again, depends on your build. Revenge mode defense. This is one of those really important stats, I would say, especially if you play a lot of 4v4. You don't want to go into revenge mode and then die so easily. You need this stats. I don't care what you have to give up, feat cooldown reduction or revenge gained by defense, or you need revenge mode defense. If you play a lot of 4v4 game modes, you fight off like your assailants successfully, and then you get your revenge meter fills up, and then you pop that baby, and then you just die so easily. It's infuriating. I used to spec really low for that revenge mode defense, and it wasn't working out. And ever since I spec for revenge mode defense, I've been surviving better in revenge mode. Pretty useful. So revenge gained by defense. Another important stat. All the stats are important, but some are more important than others in my opinion. Revenge gained by defense. You're outnumbered. You're successfully guarding. You're successfully blocking incoming attacks. The higher the stats, just basically the quicker you get your revenge meter fills up, so you can survive better. Important stats, very important. Alright, moving on to the last part of this weapon, we have throw distance, revenge mode attack, and revenge gained by injury. Throw distance affects how far you can throw an opponent after a successful guard break. Yeah, also very important, especially for the heavier classes and the vanguards. I don't really spec for this because I don't do a lot of throwing. But something like a warlord or a radar or a lawbringer, yeah, stats are very important for them. Revenge mode attack, another very important stat. I've actually killed certain opponents in revenge mode with just one heavy attack from my katana, and it's a very good feeling. If you want to be a monster in revenge mode, definitely spec for this revenge mode attack. Extremely good stats. Extremely good stats. Perk. Whatever. Revenge gained by injury. What do I have to say about this one? It's kind of garbage. I mean, at the same time, it's also useful for when you can't really guard an incoming attack. So revenge gained by injury, and let's say you have both revenge gained by injury and revenge gained by defense, you're gonna be getting your revenge meter is gonna be filling up like really freaking fast. So depends on how you play, but the higher the stats, the quicker you can get your revenge meter filled up while taking incoming hits. So yeah, All right, I think those are all the stats. If you found the video helpful, definitely drop a like if you did. Share with your friends who are confused about gear stats and whatnot. I will be trying to offer builds and tips on how to play certain classes. I don't know, I'm probably not gonna play every class as it stands. I haven't really played anything else apart from the Orochi, which is at Prestige 2. I have played a bit of the Warden and a bit of the Kensei, but that is just about it. So the more I play, the more I will be in a position to offer you guys tips, and not just put out a video and be like, oh, do this, and you end up getting wrecked. So that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Farewell.